Spoiler warning. If you still haven't seen the new Superman movie and want to experience all the surprises for yourself, I highly recommend pausing this video now and coming back later. You've been warned. Now let's get into it. The new Superman movie just dropped, and it came packed with 2 post-credit scenes, a few Easter eggs, surprise cameos, and major reveals that left a ton of questions in the air. Like, why was Supergirl drunk? What does that reveal about her upcoming 2026 solo film? And that final post-credit scene, was it a hidden message to Zack Snyder's DCU? Stick around, because I'm about to break it all down and answer every single one of those questions. And I've got to start with what was, at least to me, one of the funniest and arguably least surprising cameos in the movie, the Peacemaker cameo. I mean, it wasn't a total shock because both Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl appeared alongside him in the Peacemaker Season 2 trailer, which was released just 2 months ago, so it was kind of expected that he would appear in the movie. But still, this movie marked the first true crossover of the new DCU, and it was a perfect way to kick things off. But he wasn't the only familiar face to show up. Will Reeve, son of the legendary Christopher Reeve, shows up for a blink-and-you'll-miss-it cameo as a reporter. Subtle but powerful. A beautiful tribute to his father's legacy, now carried into the future of Superman. And the surprises didn't stop there. Sean Gunn, James Gunn's brother, best known for his roles in Guardians of the Galaxy and the Suicide Squad, also shows up as Maxwell Lord, the CEO of Lord Tech. And it's not just a quick name drop. Lord Tech's technology is woven throughout the entire film, instantly establishing the company as a major force in this new DCU. The film also confirms that Belle Reve Prison is canon in this new DCU, the same facility where the Suicide Squad was held in both previous films, since Lex Luthor is officially sent there by the end of the movie. And of course, we can't overlook the Gotham Easter egg. We still don't know for sure who the Batman of this new DCU will be. I know a lot of people believe Alan Ritchson is the one, but so far, James Gunn hasn't confirmed anything.
Well, now, let's just wait to see what happens.
Okay.
The only thing this Easter egg confirms is that this universe will definitely have a Batman. Another standout cameo comes from Robot Number 22, who features a special voice appearance by Jennifer Holland, the actress who plays Amelia Harcourt in the Peacemaker series, who, by the way, is married to James Gunn. But the biggest surprise cameo in the entire movie was, without a doubt, Supergirl showing up in the final scene. Not only was her appearance totally unexpected, but even more shocking was the fact that her first introduction in the new DCU was as a drunk. I mean, if you follow the CW Supergirl series, you're probably used to a more serious, mature version of Kara. And this take was a complete departure from that. She's a complete contrast to Superman's calm and calculated personality. But that contrast is exactly what makes her introduction work so well. While Superman constantly complains about Krypto's bad behavior every time he jumps on him, when he does the same with Kara, she just laughs it off. This scene also confirms that Krypto is actually her dog, which explains why Superman keeps saying throughout the movie that the dog isn't really his, and that it's more of an adoption situation. But here's a major detail, just confirmed by James Gunn himself, that might actually explain the huge personality contrast between Superman and Supergirl. In this new DCU, Supergirl is canonically younger than Superman. That's a big shift from the traditional story. Traditionally, she's older, sent to Earth to protect Kal-El, but arriving later due to some cosmic delay. But in this version, Gunn clarified that Kara was born after Krypton's fall, which means she knows nothing about the planet's destruction. And that completely redefines their relationship, because this means that she has no memories of Krypton and isn't burdened by the same trauma Kal-El is. Another standout moment in that scene was definitely her costume. It's incredibly comic accurate, straight out of the pages. She's wearing that classic skirt combined with a modern pattern of Kryptonian suits. It's the perfect blend of old-school Supergirl and her updated role within the Super family. And if Kara's out here rocking her comic-accurate jacket, then you already know what you should be rocking. The DC Comics Superman t-shirt. Because this isn't just a shirt, it's how you tell the world you stand for hope. This officially licensed tee features the iconic battle-worn S-Shield. It's soft, breathable, and made for everyday wear. Whether you're hitting the gym, laying low, or binging Superman for the 100th time. The link's in the description if you want to grab yours. It's an affiliate link, so if you pick one up, you're directly supporting the channel at no extra cost to you. And honestly, that's one of the best ways you can help keep this content going. So if you're ready to wear this symbol, don't just rep the legend, become it. Now let's get back to the Supergirl cameo. Honestly, that scene might have even been a clip from the beginning of the upcoming Supergirl movie. Because based on the little information we were given in those scenes, everything points to them adapting the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow storyline. That was actually the movie's original title, though they eventually changed it to just Supergirl. But despite the name change, this final scene basically confirmed to us that that is the story they're adapting for her 2026 film. That story revolves around Supergirl's 21st birthday, which, in the US, is the legal drinking age. And that's exactly what she does in the comic. She goes out drinking. In the story, she heads to a bar on a planet with a red sun. Exactly like Superman mentions in the movie, saying she prefers red sun planets because it's the only way she can actually get drunk. Because on planets with yellow suns, where Kryptonians get their powers, their metabolism is so fast that it's almost impossible for them to get intoxicated. Basically, when they're away from yellow sun energy, they become more like regular humans. That storyline has a lot of funny moments. Since it's her first time drinking, she ends up with a hangover, and even throws up at one point. So, if you've read the comics, Supergirl showing up as a rebellious wild card actually makes perfect sense. Unlike Superman, Kara was never tied down to Earth the same way. She's more of a cosmic drifter, jumping from planet to planet, chasing fights, freedom, and meaning. A total nomad. And that brings us to one of the most exciting connections yet. Jason Momoa is officially confirmed to appear in the Supergirl movie as Lobo. In the comics, one of their earliest and wildest encounters happens during an arm wrestling match in a chaotic alien bar. If James Gunn brings that moment to the big screen, Jason Momoa versus Millie Alcock in a full-on intergalactic showdown, that would be insane. And honestly, it might actually happen. A few months ago, James Gunn shared a behind-the-scenes photo from the Supergirl set. And yeah, it looked very much like a bar. Still during the Supergirl scene, there's an Easter egg you might have missed. The hammer hanging on the anvil right next to Krypto. That's probably not just some random tool, but it's not Mjolnir either. That hammer might actually be the cosmic hammer straight out of All-Star Superman #2. Yeah, that hammer. The one Superman used to forge miniature suns, which he then fed to a baby sun-eater he kept as a pet in the Fortress of Solitude. And the fact that Krypto's food bowls are placed right next to that anvil might be a subtle hint that the Superman robots have been feeding Krypto those mini stars. And before you think that's too far-fetched, remember, in the same movie, we literally watched Metamorpho create something like a mini sun with his bare hands and hold it inside a sealed chamber. So yeah, this movie might have just hinted that Krypto's diet is on a whole other cosmic level. And let's be honest, Krypto does have a thing for spherical objects. He happily munched on Lex's spy camera bots, and even Mr. Terrific's clearly spherical balls couldn't stand a chance. By the end of the scene, when Supergirl walks off with Krypto, quietly confirmed what I'd hoped for. Krypto's coming back in the Supergirl movie, which honestly was one of the best parts for me. He was a standout. Fierce, funny, loyal, an absolute scene stealer. Then comes the first real post-credit scene. Superman and Krypto, standing side by side on the moon, staring at Earth. This moment is more than just a beautiful shot. It's a direct visual tribute to one of the most iconic panels in comic book history, from All-Star Superman #6. The composition is slightly different. The film brings us closer to Superman and Krypto than the comic ever did. But the inspiration is unmistakable. More importantly, it's a reminder of something bigger. That despite all his godlike powers, all the cosmic battles and heroic acts, Superman is still just one small figure next to the vast world he protects. It's humbling, almost poetic. And then we get to the final post-credit scene, a hilarious exchange between Superman and Mr. Terrific. Before the film even came out, the behind-the-scenes of this scene had already leaked online. Fans started speculating like crazy, wondering why they were staring at a wall. Was it going to be a surprise CGI character? A portal to another dimension? But no, it was none of that. They were just having an argument about a breach on a wall caused earlier in the film by Lex Luthor's pocket dimension. Superman wants the wall restored exactly as it was before, which of course is impossible. Mr. Terrific is clearly over it. He snaps and says, "What? I just put your city back together. Do you want me to take it apart and do it all over again?" Now sure, on the surface, it's a funny moment, but I honestly think there's something deeper going on here. To me, this scene plays like a quiet commentary, almost like James Gunn is speaking directly to the audience. More specifically, to the fans still clinging to Zack Snyder's DC universe, especially the ones who wanted this movie to fail. Because what Gunn seems to be saying is, look, my DCU won't be perfect. It won't be exactly what you remember. But the truth is, the version you loved was already broken. It was falling apart. I'm not trying to erase it. I'm trying to fix what's left and build something new. And yeah, maybe it won't be flawless. Maybe there'll still be cracks. But it'll hold. It'll stand. Honestly, if that was the message, if that's what James Gunn was really trying to say, then after the Superman movie he just delivered, I'm all in. I'm fully on board with his vision. Because this Superman movie is easily one of the best superhero movies of all time. For me, it's a clear 10 out of 10. But what about you? Have you seen the movie yet? If you have, how would you rate it? On a scale from 1 to 10? Let me know your opinion in the comments.